Hey guys, Aaron from House of Haha here. We've had an interesting day during our travels that we're going to update you on. It's a really good example of how you start your day off going one direction and it ends in ways that you don't expect, and uh, I guess showing how you deal with them. I guess kind of determines how your day ends up being a good day or a bad day, I suppose. So we started off our day. In the Central Coast. We camped a couple days in the Susla, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, National Forest. Um, Beautiful camp spots, lush green coastal forest. I mean, everything about Oregon says like alive and lush and green and growing and vibrant. Um, which is interesting when we kind of compare that to our 2,500 miles of plus driving through at least seven, maybe eight national forests, something like that, going through California. Places I grew up loving, like the redwoods and things like that, the Sierra. It's just two completely different worlds of those. The forest in California, particularly the more southern you go, up to the more heavy and dense green, thick forest that you get the more northern you go. So anyway, summarize that part. It was a beautiful place, and we loved being there, and it was awesome. Um, so we got on the road, started heading north up the 101, and it just kept getting more beautiful. Oregon's coast is rocky, and it's the waves were rough, and it was really foggy out, and then you get the sun would break through every now and then. It was just you know, I mean, it's freaking awesome. It was beautiful. Um, so beautiful, in fact, we kind of didn't want to stop. We just kept going, and realized at a certain point that it was getting late in the. Not was only getting late in the day, but we were quickly running out of Oregon. Like we started seeing the road markers, realizing how much closer we were getting to like Tillamook and to like Astoria, and that after that, after Astoria, that's it. You're in Washington. So we started looking for places to set up camp for the night. However, the national forest and all the state parks we went through, we really couldn't find much for like BLM campsites, but they were all full. Nothing available. No vacancies. So we just kind of kept moving on, hoping we're going to find something. And then finally the sun went down, which is usually we try to always camp and set up well before the sun goes down for a couple reasons. First of all, for safety. It's just a lot safer driving around in the woods and stuff in the daylight because you can see more things coming out of the woods like deers and oncoming cars, people on bikes, people walking on the side of the road, stuff like that. Opposed to being at night. The other reason is because we do part of our documenting our travels is we do photographs and we do video. Melody does a blog called Out the Window, where she basically takes pictures of our entire travels every day, going from one spot to the next. And after all, every day she takes literally a couple hundred photos and then edits down those photos, to just the essential ones that kind of, when they put together in a little series, like a little slideshow music video that it synthesizes what it was like to kind of go that stretch of road that we drove that day, so people can kind of get a chance to experience it, or even people who can't go out to do travel like this get a chance to see what's out there. But one of the key elements to that is you have to be able to see out the window. And as soon as the sun goes down, the photos become much less interesting when it's just a big black blur of, random road signs and occasional lights. So those are the main two reasons we want to get off the road at before the sun goes down. So we kept traveling, looking for places to stay, not find anything. And then we realized we were, only about, I think we were like 37 miles from Astoria. And we definitely didn't want to hit Astoria at nighttime. That's something we absolutely want to see in the daytime and do videos and take you guys there to show you what it's about. They filmed Goonies there, so there's no way in hell like I'm not going to stop in Astoria and do video. So we finally found one state park. We had to turn back around to a state park we passed. We realized there was nothing else ahead of us before we actually hit the town of Astoria. and came back to a state park in Nehalem. I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly, so I apologize and do my best. It was a difficult one. We even looked it on Google, and we couldn't even that wasn't clear on the pronunciation of it. But it's this lovely state park we found. We pulled in again, it was full, so we want to ask the guy, going, "Hey, look, we're not from around here. Where can we park for the night? Where can we stay for the night? As we're passing through." And he says they have an overflow camping parking lot. And I think mainly only heard overflow camping at first, and I thought, oh, well, that's interesting, a little extra spot. Maybe they're just not quite as nice. And he said you can't fit up fires. We can do like Coleman cooking, like stoves and whatnot. And I was like, okay. And then I realized at that point he meant it was a parking lot. It was an overflow parking lot that you could pull your car into, and if you wanted to set your tent up outside, of your car on the ground in the parking lot, you're welcome to do that. It was no problem. And for that, for all that, it cost you $11. $11, which is about half the price of a state park in Oregon, which is $22 on average. $22 to actually get a regular campsite with like what you would expect, a bench and a fire circle and your own spot and privacy and whatnot. So this one was a parking lot. So we took it. It's safer than parking like on the side of the road someplace. It's safer than just parking in some random town where you're really not supposed to be. There's another version of this nomadic living that's called boondocking or urban boondocking, where people just kind of crash in places like Walmart parking lots or things like that. That's not really what we're doing. We're looking for actual campsites and in the woods and going to those kinds of places. So, but we opt for this because it really is the safest thing. You are in a more secure location. Popo ain't gonna mess with you. Come knock on your window at the night, going, "What are you doing?" So yeah, we started off in a beautiful campsite, and now we're sleeping in our car, which is not unusual. We sleep in our car like just about every night, but we're sleeping in it. We're trying the front out because we didn't want to unpack everything in the back, and then have to reload it in the morning. This way we can get up, stretch our legs, and then turn the car on and hit the road. Continuing our drive north, going to Astoria, into Washington, and I don't know. We'll see where we'll end up sleeping tomorrow. I didn't expect to be here, so every day's an adventure. I'm Aaron. Visit houseaha.com. Visit our website. Go to the blogs tab. Shop at houseaha.com to help support our journey. Thanks for checking in. Have a reasonable day.